Hi, I'm Kim, and in this video, this is basically an introductory video to a series that I'm going to be walking in videos to come, a series around self-expression and everything involving and around self-expression in terms of how self-expression can become suppressed. Why do we suppress self-expression? Um, what are the patterns, the programs in the mind, in not just our own mind, but also the unified consciousness field, meaning society, the kind of mind of society or humanity that limit, obstruct, sabotage, and stand in between ourselves and our self-expression. So this just being a first video, just kind of getting things going, as not just a personal step for me that I'm doing for me, in terms of okay, so what happened there was that I went into such a pattern, in my mind, a pattern that's there to suppress and limit my self-expression being just me here talking, just being myself, expressing what I have to say. In the moment, doesn't even have to be anything specific, it's just me expressing myself. Simple, just a physical kind of talking, moving, whatever it is. And so that pattern that I went into is something that kind of comes up when I'm like making a video and I'm talking about something. I don't have a script in front of me, but I'm trying to kind of get somewhere, and I kind of have a general idea of where I want to go or what I want to say, but there will be moments when I kind of draw a blank, and for a moment I don't have anything to say, and what will come up in those moments is just doubt, just these experiences of like self-doubt and self-judgment, and self-doubt connected with thoughts about what will people think, basically, with me sitting here not saying anything. People aren't going to be interested. They're gonna think that this video is stupid or just weird, that I'm weird for how I'm, just sitting here being quiet. So when I go into that pattern, or when that pattern comes up, it will like just kind of make me inside of myself kind of go down. Like I'll actually start, it's almost like I'm pulling myself down, and what I want to do in that moment is just give up on what I'm doing. And it's constantly coming up, any moment that I don't entirely know what to say or how to say something, there's these doubts that step in. And that's also the reason why I wouldn't express myself in a group of people. Like when sometimes I have something to say, I have an idea and it's something that I want to say and express, or a question, even just a question. But then I'll choose not to express it because of this pattern, where I'll be in the middle of explaining something or saying something, and then I can't find the words, or I kind of lose track of what I was saying exactly, or, I don't have all the facts straight, or like I don't have a set structure in my mind of how am I going to explain this, how am I going to say this. And then in those moments where I get a little confused, that's when these doubts will come up. This pattern will come up of just self-doubt, self-judgment, where I will perceive judgments in all the people around me, the people in the group. And I will just kind of go into that experience inside of myself of just, it's almost like a form of embarrassment. It's not embarrassment. It's like I'm being pulled down, almost like a disappointment in myself. Like I'm feeling disappointed or let down in myself because here I was kind of in good spirits, trying to say something, trying to do something, expressing myself, and then all of a sudden, it's just gone, or there's an obstruction. I can't seem to be able to do what it is that I set out to do. Like this video. There was this idea that I had in my mind of I'm going to make this video and it's going to be cool, and it's going to be the first of a series of videos. And in a way, I was already kind of playing that out in my mind, and in a way I was already seeing how I was going to do it, but not specific enough as like a script, just kind of a general kind of daydreaming or idea of what it's going to be like. But then as I was doing the video, at a certain point, I felt like, this is not turning out quite as exciting or great or amazing as I thought it would be in my mind. And then comes the letdown. Then comes the disappointment because of the excitement that I had already built up around the execution of this particular idea. Like usually when I say something in a group, there will also be that excitement around just wanting to say it, and like feeling excited about expressing myself in the group, about asking a question or saying something in the group. There's like all this excitement around there, and then obviously the excitement is what actually kills me, what actually kills my expression, because it creates that letdown, it creates that, up and down. And it's so stupid because just because I'm afraid of facing or experiencing the disappointment, I won't actually express myself. Even though there's all this excitement around expressing myself, there's all this excitement and expectation around just, expressing this idea that I have or doing this thing that I want to do. So, voila. This was one example of such a pattern that can mess with your expression. And, I'm obviously sharing this just because I'm sure there are people out there who can relate. So yeah, watch out for that excitement and, preaching to the choir. Because basically in this video, I realized what it is that I do and how it is that I'm sabotaging my expression because of that excitement connected with images or ideas in my mind of like having expectations, basically already having these expectations and imaginations and ideas about what it's going to be like, you know. It's almost like I'm already putting myself in a position somewhere in the future where I've created a whole series and where I've done all these things and I'm proud of myself. But then suddenly I realized that I don't have any of that. And then comes the letdown and the disappointment. And then comes me wanting to just give up, which is quite a catch-22. So the solution for that would be to not have any expectations, because in a way those expectations are also getting in the way of me expressing myself, because the expectations exist in the mind, you know, the mind which is not actually me. I mean, me is here in the moment. Self-expression is here in the moment. The mind, as expectations, as ideas, as images, is like this system, is this thing that's telling me who I should be or how I should be, you know, how things should look and how things should turn out. You know, it's basically this thing that's dictating to me how I should express myself and how I should, you know, live my life and how I should create certain things or do certain things. But within that, I'm not actually allowing myself to just be myself, to just express myself in the moment, which can only happen without having any expectations. Um, so obviously this video is not turning out the way that I thought it would or expected or wanted it to, even though I didn't have a specific script. I was just winging it and kind of assuming and expecting that I'll be able to, you know, get where it is that I'm already projecting myself to be in my mind. But not realizing that, no, it doesn't work that way, because that projection in my mind, that's not really me. That's some image in my head. Me is just here, just this moment, simple. You know, if anything, that image in my mind is just a propped up version of me that isn't real in any way whatsoever. You know, like the real me is just here, just simple and plain and just here, nothing special. The mind wants to make everything so special. You know, oh, I'm gonna do all these things and I'm gonna achieve all this, and oh, look at future me. Oh yeah, look at me in the future having all these things and doing all these things and having accomplished all this and all that. But you know, that's not me. That is some illusion of grandeur in the mind. So I guess long story short, the you know, self-expression is very much about letting go of any illusions of grandeur, letting go of any expectations, any images, any thoughts that you have in your mind of yourself. and to learn to be unconditionally in the moment, to learn to, or learn about what it means to express yourself unconditionally, to be unconditional, to not have any expectations, to not have any desires or wants or needs or, images and imaginations in your mind about what you should have or what you should do or who you should be, how you should be, like to just be here and to just be you as you are. So that was my first video, which I think was already pretty educational. And all right, until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.